Okay, so I'm starting to record, okay? But my point is that Goldman Sachs had 600 traders to trade in stocks and stuff about 8 years ago. And today they have two. What's replaced those 598 traders are computers, guys. So if you think that you're going to manually trade your way to drastic success in Forex trading, you may, but it's going to be tough. And what makes it a lot easier is when you've got a system or a tool in place that can actually do it for you, so that can actually trade for you when you're sleeping. How stressful is it to watch the charts? You don't have to do that with this Forex bot. It actually just works for you 24/7. We're going to talk about the importance of having a system in place, what that looks like, which brokers to use, which VPS to use. All this type of terminology is going to be made clear for you right here, right now, so that you can get started and make your trading life so much easier. Okay. And also in the time when they've actually reduced the amount of traders, if you've got time to read this later on, this has actually come from a very good website called Zero Hedge. And if you're not subscribed to Zero Hedge on Twitter, you should do, because it's quite good to inform you about news topics coming up when you're trading, okay? But in the time that they've reduced the amount of traders that they have, their profits have soared. And this is all because of algorithmic trading, okay? So in this call, we're gonna look at a guaranteed way to automate your Forex income. I'm going to introduce you to Mr. X, okay? We're going to talk about the Pit Bandits exclusive. We're also going to look at some testimonials that we've managed to gather in the last couple of days. And then we're going to have a question and answer sessions. Get your questions answered. And believe you me, you're going to want to take action on this offer before it actually is not available anymore, okay? So I'm going to hand you over to Chewy now. A little bit of background about Chewy. I met Chewy in the Pit Bandits group. We started the Pit Bandits group with about 5 people, all trading the Agimat and looking at other ways to actually catch more pips on a daily basis, all right? And Chewy is a Ichimoku master, and he shared his style. I really loved his style, and is a very, very good friend of mine. And to all of us, you'll see the time that he dedicates in his group and the work that he puts in. And what he developed was a bot, a trading bot, which he's tested over 2.5 years with his own money. He's bought the bot outright, and he told me about it. And I was very excited. In fact, I was on him many times. When is it ready? When is it ready? And just last week, he told me, listen, I think I'm ready to release it. I'm going to make it exclusive for the Pit Bandits group. And this is how we got here. He'll tell you a little bit more about why he did it just for the Pit Bandits group and how he wants to help people. But I just want to introduce you, and we're very grateful to have him. Round of applause for Mr. X, Chewy Martinez.
Hello, guys and ladies and gentlemen and everyone. It's been a wild horse ride, to say the least, especially with what happened today. And trust me, you know, this is, I'm used to it. You know, I'm used to it. I kind of panicked when I seen, you know, dozens of messages of like, hey man, you know, your robot's not working, what's going on, you know. And to me it's like, you know, I know how it works, so but I went ahead and went with the panic, and I'm like, you know, shut off your robots. And some of a few people, Nacho is one of them, Nicole, and she was asleep during the chaos when everybody was like, hey man, you know, this trend is not stopping and your robot is just, you know, it's going in the negative. But it was still putting in trend trades, and it was still bagging money while the whole entire candle was just reversing itself because of news. And this had happened already in the past because of market makers. This time it was news. It was a news that affected this specific pair. So in the panic, I turned it off. And even Christoph from Poland, I told him, I was like, hey man, did you turn off your robot? And he was like, even though I told Christoph, I said, hey man, you know, turn off your robot, you know, something crazy is happening. And thank goodness that he didn't listen, and he didn't do nothing, because he had enough equity, you know, and he does have a strong VPS server. So, you know, his drawdown was almost 20% lower than everybody else's. It was 40% lower than mine. Okay. And why was it 50% lower than mine? Well, because I have a horrible VPS provider that I just realized through Greg, a real important piece of this event, by Greg kind of giving us wisdom into the latency, which some of you might have known, but I sure in the heck didn't. So my accountant, he had told me, he's like, you know what, Chewy, because you have had this latency going on for two years and some change, you missed out on anywhere between 5 and 20% profits every year. So I missed out on anywhere from as little as $60,000 in profit in 1 year to as much as like $280,000 in 1 year, and that's because of latency. I never knew that, but that is what it is. And what happens, guys? Let me go into some pretty great detail here. Because of spreads in my broker and latency, to make things even worse, whenever the robot's supposed to hit profit, Christoph's side of the world and everybody else that got on Contabo and very high end, and Christoph doesn't have Contabo. He has a different VPS provider, but let me go into this detail that I'm talking about. So what happens is once the news stops and the trend goes back to its healthy way of it doing its thing, then that's when the robot says, oh man, I got to wake up and put some heavy lots so I can make up the loss that I made you, that I caused, and make up losses and put twice, 3 times, 4 times the amount of money that you were expecting. And what happens with latency and having a broker with spreads that are kind of higher than FBS is, as soon as the trend reverses, instead of me hitting take profit when I'm supposed to, Christoph and Mobile, Addy and everybody else they're already like, hey, I'm already done in profit, and I'm still struggling because my VPS server had the latency issue and everybody else did not. So to me, I don't care because I have enough equity to sustain that drawdown. And even when my robot or even my broker, okay, plays these little games with their spread so I can avoid my take profit, even when they play those games, eventually the trend's going to continue. Let's just assume worst case scenario, Chewy, what if a broker goes rogue and messes with the spread and helps us to avoid hit take profit 2 or 3 times? Well, don't sweat that. Who cares? The robot eventually is going to catch the profit one way or another. It's inevitable. My robot has always continued to hit take profits because I have patience and I have great money management. And we're all going to have what I just mentioned in this group. We're all going to have patience and we're all going to have great money management. And then so that being said, some people took profit, some people didn't. I got messages of people being at 80% drawdown when Addy wasn't at that drawdown. Neither was Abadeo was on that drawdown, but I was, but because of latency and my broker having crazy spreads, unfortunately I didn't hit the TP when I was supposed to. So there is absolutely no fear, to have done. And guys, I received, I woke up 2 hours than what I was supposed to, and I'm already lagged on sleep because everybody blew me up and said, hey man, this news event, market makers, whoever the heck it is destroying your robot. And it's like, okay, turn it off then. Even Adebayo was like, man, I should have never turned off my robot because I missed out on maybe, 50, 60% profit because, you told me to turn it off. And yeah, that's true, and I do apologize publicly for telling a lot of people to turn off their robots when I shouldn't have. I should have just trusted what I've been doing with this bot for years, and I should have just shut up and not put a big old urgent message in the group to telling everybody, shut it off. And thank goodness some people ignored my request because their drawdown, there was one person in the group that their drawdown was only 20%, and he's going to hear this meeting after he gets off of work, and he could hear the meeting. But he was like, man, I told him, I go, everybody's at 60% drawdown. And he's like, what are you talking about, bro? I've only been at 20 something percent drawdown. So I don't understand. What are you talking about? And I'm like, good night. This guy's, broker, latency is not as bad as me and everybody else. And also too, guys, Todd, the guy that sold the $25,000 USD account, he has IC markets or ICE markets, and they're regulated real heavily to where they don't play games. They don't shake hands with market makers and play games with people, and they share the profits. And that's just the reality of the Forex market. It's a business to make money. It's not a business to give people money. It's a business to make money. And that's just a harsh reality, guys. There's times where I had to call my broker and cuss him out because I showed him, I said, look, man, you see this fractal, you see that wick? You passed my take profit roughly 4 damn times. So, you thought I was going to hit my stop loss or jump out of a negative profit, but I had enough equity to last me to last a drawdown for about a month and a half is what my accountant said. So I could sustain a drop that lasts a month and a half. And so once I lit him up on fire, and I said, look, man, I have attorneys that will investigate you through your federal government that you got your business license from, and I will come after you, bro. And all of a sudden, I'm hitting take profits. I'm avoiding a lot of stop losses, and so on and so forth. That's almost irrelevant to what we're trying to convey right now, but it's still a harsh reality. Market makers are still in there to make money. Market makers are the friends of a lot of brokers. A lot of brokers will go ahead and play with your spread to avoid you from hitting your take profit with the robot, so that way you can go into a panic, close out the robot, turn off the robot, go into negative trades, and just say, man, I'm done. I can't stomach this. But guys, if you don't have patience, and patience, what I mean by patience, if you don't have the stomach to absorb a crazy event, then it's going to be a very hard time for you and this robot. It's going to be a tough time. You're not going to like this robot during news events, and that's when it makes the most money. Right now, once the event passed from this morning and everything went back to normal, the robot starts to hedge, and it makes money up, it makes money down, it makes money up, it makes money down, so on and so on and so forth and so forth. But I I got 12 messages, 15 messages of like, hey man, this thing's broke, this thing's broke. Then I ended up getting 30 messages. Half of them were apologies, and the other half were like, man, I just woke up to some crazy nightmare, but where is the nightmare? I made triple my profits. I made double my profits. My account increased by 20%, which is record breaking for anybody's account in the Forex market. And and thank goodness those people were heavy in their sleep and weren't part of this chaos that I succumbed to, and I panicked with everyone. Why did I panic with everyone? Because I kind of care. I do give a crap. I'm not just selling this to make a quick coin and then I leave the scene, or I don't support you. Right now there's an image that we're going to share of my total profits from this event, and it's beautiful to say in 10 hours I made almost $20,000 cash money. And I'm glad to say that I'm not the regular. Oh, well, yeah, that was part of the money right there. I was just showing that off throughout the group, and I'm like, hey guys, here's the bounce back, and there it is, more bouncing back, 3,000. And guys, you know let me not forget. Oh yeah, there it is. There's my first wave of profits, guys. Whenever this event ended and everybody calmed the heck down, there's my $12,000 that I bagged while everybody else was, robots were turning off and shutting off, and now were listening to me. Unfortunately, I moved with the panic of the group. It's just that mob mentality that took over my decision making. And I'm so grateful that in the chat group, you know, the name Nacho, she had said, yeah, she had said, I made money, and I'm like, yeah, you did that, while you were asleep, and thank goodness that she was asleep, because then she would have listened to me and said, oh, okay, let me turn it off, and she wouldn't have ended up in the massive profits that she did end up in at the end of the day. And guys, please understand that it's been going on for a long time. There was like one or two accounts that did blow over, but that's because I ended up giving you guys it's about four of you only that I told you guys to trade 3 pairs, and that's an image of my bigger robot that I won't disclose what I have in it and where it's at and what broker am I using. That's my private information, and you guys are going to be successful without that knowledge of that information. But that's the second row of money that I made. So it's about $40,000 that I made in the last 10 hours, but it's not because I've been doing this a week from now. So guys, if you don't have patience, no, you're not going to be wealthy in a matter of minutes. It doesn't work that way. It works with patience. It works with lot control, which is money management. And there's another guy named Pete. He's like, hey, I can't reach my, I messaged him and I'm like, hey, turn off your robot. He's like, I'm working. I cannot get to my laptop. Are you serious? I'm like, I'm stressing because everybody else is stressing me. Then all of a sudden, 2 hours later, he's like, I'm in profits. What happened? Well, good thing you weren't by your laptop. Good thing you couldn't do anything, because you would have cut that $1,100 profit that you made. You would have cut that right in half. You would have been at $500, and that's the bottom line, guys. So at the end of the day, you know, the robot will know what to do. There's some of you that were saying, hey, can we stop this robot from making these crazy, trend reversal trades that emulates a scalper bot? Yes, there is, but it's in your best interest that we don't manipulate that. And that's going to be in your DMARTI. We can go from the 2.0 to 1.8, 1.7. And some of you that have under $150 in equity, you may hear me reaching out to you, and we're going to change a few things so that way you can stomach these type of reversals. And also today I'm going to tell you guys that if there is a market maker move that is freaking ferocious, and if you do see that, whether you're a price action or not, or whether what market makers are doing, yeah, you may end up hitting that auto trading button once a month at the most. I'm not going to hit my thing off because I have enough equity, so, and I didn't increase my lots, right away. A lot of you, I told you, hey, we'll increase your lots in 24 hours. I was ambitious for your success. So I ended up saying, yeah, let's turn it up in 24 hours. Yeah, let's turn it up in 48 hours. Now there's no turning up nothing. Now we're going to be patient. We're going to let the robot fill your account up with equity and move on forward. And is Miz in the group right now? Nosh?
Yeah, I did see Miz there somewhere. Miz, are you there?
He might be at work, or maybe not.
Yeah, or he might be somewhere where he can't.
Okay, and that's not a problem. Miz was, he had sent me, his success, and it was just $1,000 or thousand something dollars, and I'm gonna assume right now he never turned off his robot, and that's the benefit of not messing with this bot. That's the benefit of you not having to panic, and you can't stomach loss. And that's why I told everybody from the first Zoom meeting that you guys might have missed. It's like, I'm not going to sell this robot if you haven't been trading for at least 2 months to a year. Why is that? Because you don't understand what reversals are. You don't understand where, okay, I'm going to put in this trade because my strategy, whatever it may be, I don't care, whatever it may be, you go into a trade and then all of a sudden market makers grab it and body slam it, and then you hit your stop loss and then you're done. If you haven't been trading that long to feel that surge of fear, and if you haven't overcame that, then Forex is not going to be for you. You cannot force yourself to be in the industry that you cannot handle, no matter what the guarantee is. Yeah, I'm guaranteeing you your money back. There's no other EA on earth that says, hey, due to risk in the market, no refunds. You know what? Due to risk in the market, refund. And that way you don't ever have to stress me out or stress yourself out ever in your life. You could just keep on going with whatever you were doing for a living. And that is not going to hurt anybody. It's going to benefit you because you're not going to be under the stress no more. But if you can stomach it, then you could see what happened today. You can see the results, of profitability. All of a sudden, it went from, hey, man, something's pushing this down. Be careful. Everybody be careful, to everybody sharing their profits. Hey, my drawdown went from negative, $800 to positive $2. you know that is good news to hear in the general group, and then all of a sudden the general group blew up after the news finished, and this trend went about its business, went about its freaking day. It made money, and now everybody's rah rah, cheer cheer. But before that, it was like, did this thing break? Are you sure? You know what you're doing with this bot. I've gotten a few ugly messages that their apologies are accepted now, but it was like, you know what, maybe after the Zoom meeting I'm going to reach out to them and just say, hey, what's your PayPal address? Here's your money back. Let's extract that robot out of your account, and that's it. But they apologized. They said, hey man, I've never seen this much profit with me manual trading. So it's like, okay, you know what, I'm going to take a deep breath, I'm going to calm down and continue this adventure of helping you guys become successful. I did tell a lot of people to do 3 pairs. We're going to change that, guys. So after this meeting, if you have, I want to just, for the record, if you have under $200 in equity in your cent account, we're going to just trade 2 pairs. If you have under $100 in equity, we're going to trade 1 pair just for the time being. Once everybody feels comfortable, once everybody knows how to stomach these type of events, then then we're going to go back up to normal. But for the meantime, we cannot have a crazy, hey man, your stuff's broke, what the hell, is this even real? It all of a sudden it becomes to thank you for all your help and your time, to it becomes like the angry mob, with pitchforks and torches, at my front door. And that's not what I'm here about. You guys heard right. I made 40 grand. There's images to prove that. If you guys want a little stamp on my real account, inbox me and I'll send it to you. So that way you can kind of get blown away and be like, good night. You're not playing around. This is your live account. This is not a demo account. This is not a joke, guys. Right now, ever since I started helping out, like I was telling one of the members of the group, I missed out on 2 fishing trips. I missed out on 1 camping trip. I was supposed to be in the beach. I think it was yesterday, and I canceled that too because I want to continue to help you guys out. But at the same time, not at the cost of the relaxation that I had prior to me showing you guys this. So I'm going to continue to help you guys out. This is not going to stop. And we're going to continue to be successful together, but we are going to change the pairs, the amount of pairs that we're trading. And with time, you're going to see the benefit of drawdowns, or the benefit of no drawdowns, and the benefit of no news, the benefit of no market makers, and how beautiful the robot works throughout the day, in your sleep or while you're awake. And that's kind of the end of the rant for now. If you could just go through the pictures, I kind of remember most of them, so I'll go ahead and kind of narrate these images. If you can go through the pictures, Nosh. Oh, that one with the little sunshine. We could use that one right there. I'm not sure where it was.
You want to go through the testimonials?
Yeah, the little sun that you just missed right now.
Well, what I did is I actually depicted.
Oh, there you go. Okay, perfect. And if you guys pinch your screen and move into that little sun right there, I said, let's see, wow. Oh, there it is. I said, wow, so you never turned off your robot? No, laughing my butt off. Well, congratulations to you. My profit tripled. Thank you. Thank goodness that she was asleep and wasn't part of the chaos of people doubting, that this is not going to work, or, oh my gosh, this is the end of this little adventure of this robot. Good night. It was great, but now it's ended. No, man, this is just the beginning. You guys haven't even seen nothing yet. Out of Bayo, today's profits and counting, 1,087. Who gives a crap if it's a cent account? There's a bigger point behind that. There's profit. He made $10, and he did miss about another 500 cents in that event, because I told him to turn off his robot, because I panicked with everyone. So unfortunately, and I already apologized to him personally over the phone, and I said, dude, I'm sorry for telling you to turn off your robot. That's my sincere apology. I panicked with everybody else. And then the next one is from the next one's from Christoph. And then, he's all, profits are awesome. Thank you, Jesus. Profits better than manual trading. Guys, are you reading that? Pinch your screen. Profits better than manual trading. The firm that Nas just started at the beginning of the meeting, I'm not sure if that got recorded or not, of a room with, hundreds of traders to just a couple of them, and cubicles gone, and people are unemployed that were making great money trading for this huge corporation. Now a robot does that. So guys, this is the future. This is going to be the next. It's going to pass the invention of sliced bread. It's going to leave sliced bread in the dirt. And let's go with a couple more testimonies if we have any, and I could narrate a few of them here. Let's see. The bot doesn't even stop. It just keeps ripping the pips out of the market, trending or consolidating. So guys, perfect example. Miz, let me add. I started with $1,000 on Friday and last week. Now it's $227. So that was, last week is the 19th, and then 2 more days. So we've been there for 3.5 days for Miz, and he's already bagged up some money, But I bet you money he didn't turn off his robot. I bet you money Todd did not turn off his robot either. And then Bobby, seeing some amazing things here. This bot is the Holy Grail. It is the Holy Grail to a certain extent, just like anything. It cannot walk on water. So there's still going to be, there might be some scary events. There might be some time where, you may see something real scary, but that's because market makers sometimes control the event. But do not fear, the robot will get out of its trouble. It's not nothing to fear. And yes, this is the world of automation. This is the world of new technology. Manual trading, definitely I encourage for you to continue, because that is a good sport. To me, hunting is a sport. Fishing is a sport. Don't stop trading manually. Don't stop using the AgiMat. Don't stop using whatever strategy that you have. Enjoy your life and keeping yourself occupied instead of being glued to a robot that doesn't care what you say. You could cuss the robot out, or you could praise the robot. It's not going to say, thank you, or, oh, sorry. It's not going to say nothing to that nature, man. It's just going to keep on kicking butt for you. One person that I want to bring up right now is Addie. I called her over the phone 30 minutes after this chaos, and she was just laughing. She's like, I know price action. I knew the reversal was going to come. So, you told me to turn off the robot. I didn't listen to you. Everybody else was like, hey man, JM said to turn off the robot. Guess what? Chewy, she's like, I didn't turn off nothing. And I increased in profits dramatically, so fortunately, Addie knew when the trend was going to stop and when it was going to reverse because of her price action skills. And I know there's eventually going to be a Zoom meeting where she's going to teach price action. I encourage you guys to be part of that Zoom meeting and coming up in the near future. But the only reason I'm saying be part of that is because that way you could know, what, it's about to reverse here, or crap, I don't have enough equity, it's not going to reverse. Let me turn off the robot so it stops trying to recover itself, and then turn it back on once price reverses. Even though you are going to lose some profits during that time, but if you can't stomach it, if money management wasn't part of your game plan, then yeah, you might have to turn it off. But we're going to fix that today in a very, very beautiful way, not in a negative way. Everything's positive in this group. And just like Nas started, the reason I shared it with the group, is just me seeing people like, hey, I blew out my 4th account, or hey, I'm done trading gold, body slam my account and I'm done trading. To me, I kept on seeing that for months of being in the pit bandits. And for months, I was just like, golly, man, I could help these people out right now. But, I didn't want to get myself involved in helping a mass of people, because then my freedom goes out the door. But through motivation and through having a big heart and saying, you know what, I have to help these people out. I have a duty in my life to beat, market makers, to beat the news, to put money in your pocket, and for what people are buying the bronze package for the money that you guys bought it, that thing is normally $1,000. Silver package is $2,500. Gold package, I've sold it to my attorney, which he'll see this video later on down the road, and I've sold it to a couple of investor partners that I have that are very wealthy. I've sold this thing for $5,000 each robot, you know, and they've my attorney, I wish he could be part of this meeting, but he's already bagged $60,000 in the last, I think we're going on the 11th month or 12th month if I'm mistaken, but $60,000 for a $5,000 investment, that's peanuts, guys. You know, so yeah, this robot should be sold for $5,000. It should start today, but we're not going to do that. You know, not yet, that's for sure. But you know, I got some templates ready. The setup has been taking me an hour to an hour and a half, and I'm going to cut that time in half. Um, and one person in this group, he owns a specific crypto coin, and I'm privileged to have him as a purchaser of my robot. But you know, he didn't turn off his robot. He's like, I didn't see my drawdown go past 10%, so I had no business turning off the robot. You know, so to him, his latency, his spread with his broker was pretty damn amazing, to where he didn't have to sweat the what everybody else was doing. And thank goodness he did not listen to me either. He did not listen to me at all. So I'm glad for him that he didn't listen. You know, I'm glad that he just went with his gut and stomached the retracement and enjoyed the, you know, the fruits and the benefit of this robot. And you know, and it's amazing things, guys. And right now, EURJPY was kind of scaring, you know, some people out there, but right now it went from, it cut off 50% of the drawdown that it have. And sorry for breaking away, I was just looking at some charts right now, but you know, it went from 100, you know, if it went from, let's just say the 100% drawdown that it was now, it went 50% drawdown because the damn thing reversed, you know, and the market makers are out of the scene. If you guys see on the 5-minute time frame on EURJPY, there's a fractal, and bam, we've seen 1, 2, 3, 4 black candles that just pushed up, you know, right through the ceiling, and now the robot is making money for me. You know, it's making money for everybody else that has it. So again, guys, you know, a lot of people are like, hey, let's change the settings. Can you do this? Can you do that? You know what? I can't cater to the perfection of your assumption. I cannot cater to the perfection of what you think my robot should do for you. At that rate, it's just, you may not have it in you. You know, you may kind of ask yourself, you know, do I have it in me to have a robot that's going to give me blessings, you know, week in and week out? You know, can I stomach a beautiful blessing? Man, it's almost rhetorical. You should be able to stomach blessings, bro. You know, not be like, well, I think you should tune it this way. You know, yeah, I can, yeah, I could, but you know what? For 2 years and 7 months, I don't have to retune nothing, because I know how it works. Now, the reason that I'm here before you guys is because I did figure out a formula, and I did change the programming in the bot to start with a $30 account, you know, and that account now is going to have just 1 pair. Unfortunately, I told a couple people that put in 3 pairs, and yeah, you know, it did what it did. And now I learned, you know, my lesson, just to leave you with 1 pair. Let your account grow to $50, $60. Then we'll add the 2nd pair, and you don't even have to put money in this damn thing. Let it do its job, and let it make you money. Come on, you know, this is a good time to be alive, guys. It's a great time to be alive. You know, what other EA in the MQL5 market, or even in the World Wide Web, offers a money back guarantee? Doesn't say, because of the conditions of the market, we are not offering refunds because, you know, la la la. You know what? We're not even going there. I'm not even saying that. You know, I'm doing this offer, you know, with a transparent, you know, character, attitude, and it's transparency through thick walls. And get your money back. If it doesn't work for you, get your money back. If you haven't been in profits within a month and a half, or even within 48 hours, like most people are preaching, then get your money back, you know, and let's get that license out of the way and send me my bot back, or I'll siphon that out through my main server. But guys, you know, it's a great time, and this is a beautiful moment in our history. And I'm glad that what happened today scared the crap out of everybody. Then everybody went into the cheer mode of rah, 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 this robot is killing it. It doesn't get scared by market makers. It doesn't get scared by the news. And all it does is make money. That's amazing, guys. That's amazing. I guess if you could go through a few pictures, I'll go into my second point here of MT4 platforms. I'm not sure if you could find some more pictures anywhere around there.
Okay, that's good. I'm gonna do that in a second, but just for some of the people that are here for the first time, it is a forex trading bot. You don't have to learn any particular style of trading. It does it completely for you. You just set up the account. You buy a package, you set up the account, and it trades it for you. Fund the account, and that's it. Okay, there is nothing. Someone asked if today whether the bot trades in December because December is kind of slow. Yeah, you'll be surprised as this bot kills it in trending markets, also kills it in consolidating markets as well too, and it's frightening. You know, I switched on the bot on Monday. I was in profit in a couple of hours, right? I know Miz has had it from last Saturday. He's been showing his shots in the group, and he started with I think $1,000 on his bot, and today he made $160, and he works full time. Let me tell you, long hours, right? So it just takes the stress out of. Don't stop your manual trading, guys. You can still do that, but this is an addition. This can be seen as an additional income, stress free, away from everything else, where you don't have to learn and be reading a whole set of books, and people don't want to do that as much now. Okay, so I'm going to go through these screens here. What would you like to see, Chewy?
Some of the images that you know, I think we might have shared the good news already, but there might be a couple of them left. I'm not too sure.
The ones that you sent to me, I can certainly pull them up.
Yeah, and then there you go, beautiful. So let's go. Let me see. Go to the last picture that I put you. I put congratulations on your top left of your screen. I think that's what it is.
This one? Okay.
Did you ever turn off the robot? I did not turn it off at all. What did I say? Congratulations. You know, it's amazing when somebody has the nerve and the callous of absorbing how the Forex market is and how not to sweat a damn thing. No stress, no sweat, just money, making money. That's it. So I congratulated that individual. And you know, and I'm sorry to reemphasize how beautiful this robot is. But it is what it is. The proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the comments. The proof is in my account. The proof is there, guys. You know, almost $40,000 in 10 hours. You tell me what Forex strategy is going to bring you that much money. You know, I mean, somebody interrupt and tell me, hey, well, I have something better. Check it out. Well, let's start selling your stuff, bro.
That's so true. So true. What was I going to say now? And is there anybody else on the call that's experienced, you know, maybe somebody that's had it for a few days that has experienced something tremendous that you'd like to come out and share? Just unmute yourself one at a time, and you can come out and just share your experience so far. Not all at once, but, you know, if somebody wanted to, they could.
Hi, Nels, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Who's that? Is that Miss?
Hi. Hey, it's Mizan. How are you? Hi.
Good
Hello,
to
everyone.
hear.
Yeah, so I think I've shared everything I have already, but I started on Friday, 8 o'clock in the morning before heading out to work in the city. I started with $1,000, which equates to 100,000 cents. I think that day I clocked in just over, what, $9, $10. So it was a slow start on a Friday. By Monday, that amount had doubled, and to you know, double that. And then today, of course, it's probably been the best result ever. I did have a look at it. I did see the noise in the morning. I saw everything going down horrendously. But the thing is, my account was well funded for the size of trades that are in there. I've got a good VPS, and for that reason, my margin was up to 20% drawdown. So I was nothing to worry about. And I coincidentally topped up the account by 2,000 US dollars yesterday, and I was told by Chewy not to touch the lots, leave them as is. And it's probably a good thing he told me that, because he was being very cautious, and I left the account as is. And obviously I woke up this morning, it was up was up quite a bit, and obviously I've just sent the latest, shared the latest screenshots with the group. What I would say is, you know, only trade a small amount of your account, because you know days like this happen every now and again, and you want to keep that robot running. Yeah, thanks for sharing, Nos. So at 300,000, there's my total deposit of 3,000 US converted to cent. That's 300,000 in a cent account, and the profit you there. If you just move the decimal point, sorry about that. If you move the decimal point 2 to the left, that's 243 US dollars. Yeah, so that's how you read it. So that's how much I've made since Friday last week.
So you made 243 US dollars, Ms. Right?
Yeah.
And what I want to get across is some people may not understand, right? That what is it that you had to do? I mean, how easy was it to set up the bot? How easy was it to set up the bot? And what have you had to do, or how much time is it actually taking you to have this money making?
Okay, so in terms of setting up, obviously Chewy helped set that up. I've used robots before, so it didn't take hopefully as long of Chewy's time than it needed to, but it took half an hour to set up. And Chewy was very strict on how it was set up, made double sure that it was set up correctly. I had to send screenshots of my setup before Chewy let me hit the go button. There were very specific instructions as to how to set the robot up before you go live with it. So I had to listen to that word for word. And I set that up on a Friday morning, 3 a.m. UK time.
Yeah.
So I was awake at 3 in the morning. The VPS was already set up. The broker account was already set up, so that I was good to go by Thursday. So I hit the go button on Friday morning, and by the time I got to work, I'd already clocked in my first profits.
Wow.
So since then to now, I've had, apart from depositing more money into the FBS account, for no reason other than just to be sure, I've had to do nothing else apart from just share my screenshots and just tell everyone, look, it's working great. I have a German-based VPS account. It's not the one everyone talks about, but it works just fine. I wouldn't have increased the deposit I put in there unless I knew it was working okay. And judging by everyone else's screenshots, I was no different to what everybody else is doing. So hence why I put more money in, just to be safe. I'd rather have it with too much equity than not enough. Like today would have been an issue if the markets took me down too far. So yeah.
And Miz, let me ask you: did you turn off your robot at all today?
No, I left it on. I know how these things work, and I think Adebayo touched on it. He said, "I love seeing drawdowns. I love seeing drawdowns." And you know what? The bigger the drawdown, as long as you can stomach it and it's within your risk tolerance and your account can handle it, once it closes out all of those positions, like mine did today, which is what you've got a screenshot of, that's the biggest profit I've seen off a robot in a day. Certainly anything that I've had in the past. So I didn't touch it. I let it go. I knew it was going to bounce at some point. I knew the robot would accommodate to account for the bounce. And when it did, when the bounce did eventually happen, it closed out all the positions. And that's what you see as a result of today.
Amazing. Thank you. And guys, let me just reiterate. Miz never turned off his robot. Never. Not once did he listen to the advice or anything, or went with the panic. He just stayed confident and stayed still, and he came out bagging some serious money. And that's the beautiful part of being able to be patient and wise in the market, because things like this are going to happen. There's no market that the robot can be put perfectly and stationed to where, hey, I want to put on a pair that never has news and never has a market makers. That's fooling yourself to a degree of believing Santa Claus is real. Let's not go there, guys. Miz is a great example, and I cannot stress it out enough. Him and the other 3 people in the U.S. that were dead asleep woke up into profits and asking me what's all the hoop and hollering about, and I'm like, nah, never mind. Enjoy your profits. Just ignore the shut your robot off, And then one other person that woke up, he's like, man, I'm here, I'm seeing good news, but earlier was bad news. What's all that about? I'm like, bro, you missed it. And thank God that you missed it. How are your profits? I love it. I love the robot. Cool. You know, off to the next person. So yeah, guys, it's a good time to be enjoying the Forex market. Finally, a bot that can actually do its job. Finally, a bot that has the right formula and the right settings for you to reap the benefit. And I'll bring up Todd again. I think he's up to, if I'm mistaken, you know, you could interrupt. I think he's up to $5,000 in profit, guys, and that's maybe within 4 days, I think. And Todd, are you in the group right now?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, yes. What are your profits since you turned on the robot?
Okay, so I started, what was it, late Thursday night. So it's been running for 4 days, 4 or 5 days. I'm at 33,000. I started at 25.
Wow, that is amazing, guys.
8,000 plus.
And did you turn off your robot when
No, I saw the message, so I went down to my computer. I've got some pretty good, I've been trading for a while. I've got some pretty good indicators. And I thought, no, this has got a reversal coming right now. And I saw the hedging trade, so I thought, just let it clean it up. And that's what it did.
Wow.
So I just basically analyzed what the robot had in front of it and looked at my indicators, and I thought, no, this is going to be good. Let's just take the pips.
And it's amazing how people from all over the world. Where are you from originally?
Australia. I'm Australian.
So all the way from London to Australia, you know, to Nigeria, guys. It's nothing but good news. You know, it is amazing. $7,791, guys. This is not a joke. This is not an exaggeration. This is not, you know, nobody has wool over their eyes. This is real stuff. I don't know nobody here. You know, besides.
Yeah, that's added another $400 since then.
So, Todd, can I just ask you as well, just so that we differentiate? This is not a cent account, okay? This is actually a standard account that you're using.
Yeah, this is IC Markets. It's on a ECN US dollar account.
Standard account, right? Perfect.
Yep.
So there you guys go. I mean, you know, from Australia to London, you know, it's nobody here knows each other. Nobody here has a pyramid scheme because there's no such thing. I'm not telling people, hey, now that you bought the robot, get 3 more people and have them buy and you're going to become, man, screw that MLM crap or whatever the heck that is that came up as a worst thing that ever happened in the Forex market. We're not here about that. You know, right now, the money that I've made from sales, you know, I made that in about an hour with my robot. So do you really think I'm here to bank money with helping people? No, I'm banking my spirit and my soul. My heart is getting filled with deposits of love, guys. It's not getting filled with money. I don't need that. You know, I don't need to sell nothing. I've been in retirement for so long. I had a 9 to 5. For some of you that may know me personally and will catch this video and you know who I was before, I used to be on TV commercials. I used to be on the radio 100 times a week promoting my business that I used to have. And I went rogue from corporate America, and I'm not working for corporate America no more. I am not slaving 10, 12-hour shifts in retail, you know, being on 6 radio stations 100 times a day. I've been on Fox TV, introducing my product in the world of car audio and home audio. So, you know, I do have a decent background in the past. If we go behind that, yeah, I was in the ghetto slums of neighborhoods, guys, that you won't believe where I come from. You know, my education is nothing compared to 80% of you. I didn't even pass high school. I didn't pass nothing, but I'm a very eager and aggressive individual. And if I see something that has the possibility of making money, I'm going to go at it till I put in my last penny, you know? So guys, Todd is a perfect example of no fear. He did not turn off nothing, and he just made another $400 since this event happened. What other robot is going to do that for you? And what other robot can Todd say, hey, you know what? I'm done. You know, I don't like it. You know, here's my portfolio of my trades. You lost me money. Okay, cool. Here's your money back. What other EA in the market says, get your money back if you're not happy? You know, if you're not in profit, sorry about that. If you're not, you may not be happy, or you may be happy. Who knows if you're an angry person? That's your prerogative. But if you're not in profits after a month or a month and a half, you know, now it's been, you know, within hours you're in profits, you know, but my invoice still states within a month to a month and a half, because who knows, you know, that I just say that just because I want to say that, you know, because I know this robot's going to make it, and it's going to really, really kill the market. And my robot doesn't care about market makers. My robot invites the company of market makers, because after they're done, after they're blowing up everybody's accounts, the robot says, I'm going to idle. And if you continue to go down, I'm going to put a corrective trend trade to make a little bit of money off your treachery. And then from there, once everything reverses, I'm going to body slam a bunch of lots and I'm going to make you a lot of money. And market makers, yeah, they destroyed couple thousand people's accounts, but my robot is thriving with market makers. It's thriving with news events. It's a lovely thing, guys. I can't stress it out enough. It's a beautiful thing, you know, to hurry up and get it now. Let me go switch over gears real quick, guys. And the bronze package is $200 now. That's where it's at. The silver package is $250. The gold package is $500. We're going to keep all those prices till the end of this month, guys. And I'm stressing to all of you, if you can afford the silver and gold package, buy it now, because what's going to happen, what I'm going to do, you know, later on after this video, because I don't want to take this video to another hour, but we're going to compound money so that way nobody's under a lot of stress. We're going to set up, you know, somebody has $1,000, you know, we're going to set up, you know, the gold package, $100 in each MT4 account with a separate cent account from your broker. So you're going to have to tell your broker, hey, I need 10 accounts, bro. And we're going to put $100 in cents in each one. So if there is a heavy, and you're just going to trade one pair, if there is a heavy retracement like this, man, hell yeah, let's do it. Retrace me, baby. You know, a market maker, join my pair, please. You know, I'm pleading with you, market maker, get involved. Market makers, if you're listening to this video, get involved. Make us money. Get involved, please. Let's rock and roll. So, you know, my point, let's get the silver packages going. Let's get the gold packages going. Oh, you're making more money. Dude, I just shared $40,000 worth of profits in 8 hours. It's not about money. It's about compounding these pennies into hundreds and hundreds, and then in the future, thousands, and then tens and thousands, then hundreds of thousands like me. And you're, oh, sorry, I just had a call. And you're gonna love the compound of having the silver package and gold package, because we're gonna spread this out a little bit. I'm probably gonna have the help of Nas to maybe make a video on his MetaTrader screen or on my laptop, but just to show you guys, you know, $1,000, and it could be a verbal thing. We may not even have to go there, but just, guys, get at least 5 licenses, get at least 10 licenses, and let's trade, you know, $100 each one. If you can afford $200 each one, then more power to you, you know. But we're gonna spread the spread, you know, and we're gonna put the butter on thick against what your doctor is telling you for your cholesterol. We're gonna spread the living heck out of these accounts, and we're gonna compound pennies, guys. We're gonna compound the living trash out of these things. News, bring it on. Bad news, let's rock and roll. Market makers, you heard me right now. Market makers, get involved. Make us money. Get involved, market makers. I'm sorry for being a repeating maniac, but you know, my account being years old, it's like, man, market makers, how come you're not in my pair? I've made decent money, but I haven't really crushed it. I need your help. And then all of a sudden, a market maker goes in there without news and destroys everybody else's account, and my account is in love, you know, at the end of the day. So yes, guys, you know, the gold package is going to go up to $1,050. We will make payment plans for that. We may break that up into 3 payment cycles. Jim had a great idea about, you know, getting, you know, not putting the pressure and saying, hey, here's $1,000, pay me now. You know, let's break that up in some payments, you know, and it could be bi-weekly payments, guys. And the same thing with the silver package. Once it goes up to, you know, the $500, I may convince myself to just break that up into a couple of payments. The bronze package, you just got to pay what you got to pay, $200, and you get 1 license and you enjoy the profits. And that's it for what I can think of right now. Besides the MT4 scenario that we have, Christoph from Poland, he ended up making 4 platforms from FBS, and Irie from New York City. He's the one that told me, he's like, hey man, do you know you can make 4 platforms from your JFX account or from your PAX or from, you know, your other accounts? And I'm like, Nah, bro, I just have 7 brokers rocking and rolling, you know, freaking 40, 50 robots. So now with the help of and then with the help of everybody that I've been getting help from, and Greg too, about, you know, latency, that's been an explosion of information for me. But guys, what I did, and, you know, you'll take some notes down or take some notes now, you know, whenever you hit yes, you know, watch, let me get my laptop and see if I can even pull this off right now. We may go into question and answer so I can get to this right away. But what I did is whenever, and this is something that I got taught from the group, is, you know, once you go to your platform and it says, let's see, I'm mobile, so I'm connecting right now. I'm here in my car right now. So, okay, so I'm connected. Let me just go through the motions real quick, guys. And let me just explain to you, I may even turn on my camera right now and give you guys a video of what I am doing. Let me just first get to that section. Okay, so let me see if anybody can see me. Let's see. All right, can anybody see me right now?
1 second.
Okay.
Oh, apparently they can see you.
Yes, I can see you.
Oh, okay, good. All right, now to figure out how to turn around this darn camera, let's see. Oh yeah, there it is. All right, so can anybody, did my camera turn around, guys?
Yep.
Okay, so you guys are seeing the little JFX right there?
It's quite
Let
difficult.
me yeah, let me turn on the brightness here. Oh, I'm at max brightness. Good night. So let me just kind of get out of this real quick here. We're gonna do double click, and so if I know I'm sorry if it's a horrible view, but it says JFX MetaTrader 4, so we're gonna click that open right there, and then you see where it says settings. I'm gonna click settings where it's highlighted in blue. I'm just gonna hit my arrow to the right, and I'm just gonna put, you know, maybe a bunch of ones, so that way I know this is the first one. So once it goes through its little, you know, hello, we are installing your trading platform. Once it goes through all that, you're gonna see I'm gonna do a second platform, and I'm just going to name it number 2. So let's see. Let it go through its cycle here. Okay, so it's finished, and it takes you to that MQL5. So that's done. That's how you set up one platform, and now I'm going to go for the second one right here. So we're going to double click that, and then yes. From there, we're going to go to settings again. It's blue. So I'm going to hit my arrow to the right, and I'm just going to put a bunch of 2s. And then there we go. Next. And thanks for Irie. He's the one that from New York City. He's the one that helped me out with this. And fortunately, Christoph from Poland, he ended up, you know, he was like, hey, I got 4 platforms already. I'm like, what? You know, you already know how to do that. Godly, you know. So there we go, finish. And I could keep on doing more platforms, guys. If I want, I could do 10 platforms, but it all depends, you know, if I have, you know, enough gigs of RAM, guys. So please be careful with that. At the end of the day, you guys have to be careful. Right now, we've been preaching, Jim especially, we can only sustain 1 robot per 4 gigs. I'm running 2 robots per 4 gigs, and it's going very well. I was running 3, but the 3rd robot completely shut down. It didn't do nothing no more, and it idled. It didn't do nothing because it doesn't have enough RAM to process anything, guys. So you guys cannot, you know, test 3 per 4 gigs. The max is 2 per 4 gigs. So please be careful with that, guys. You don't want a robot to go idle, because that idling could become a rogue robot. And what I mean by that, I've done that before. And what happened, the rogue robot ended up putting 15 trades, in heavy lots, because it didn't know what it was computing. So it literally, the software went rogue, and it thrashed that demo. It wasn't even, it thrashed that live account. It was real money, because that's beta testing, as you guys know from the last meeting. I don't beta test on demo, because the spreads are better. Your broker helps you win, you know, with the spreads, and it lets you hit your take profits. You know, when you're trading a live account, you start losing your rear end off. So guys, please, I cannot stress it out to you. You know, maximum two accounts, two trading accounts per 4 gigs. You know, so from there, once you have 2 platforms and you have 2 robots running on that, you know, for example, silver package, the second, you know, the third platform, okay, the third platform, the fourth one. So let's just say 2, we got 2 on 4 gigs, and let's just say you have an 8 gig VPS. Okay, cool. So 2 is going to be taken off of the 4 gigs. The other 2 that's left, you're on silver package. So the other 2 that completes 4, the other 2 are going to be run on the other 2 more platforms. So I hope I make sense. So it's going to be 2 platforms, 1 gig. And then that's you know, we're done. That's two licenses, and then the other 2 platforms, you know, again, that's going to be 2 licenses. So we're at 4 now. And then so the way I just showed you guys, I hope it came out on video, and if not, I could probably do a quick video and pin it in the group, and that way everybody can see how easy it is. And it's strangely, Christoph was already, you know, doing that already. And Irie from New York, he's the one that kind of said, hey, you know, have you ever thought of that? And when I seen that, I'm like, you know what? I would rather tell people, hey, here's a way to do a bunch of platforms. You know, now we're going to spread, instead of having $1,000 in one account, we're going to spread this. And they sent it, we're going to spread this throughout 4 to 5 platforms, 10. If you have the finances, do a 10. And even if you don't now, that gold package is going to go through the roof eventually. And it's going to be worth what I sell it for. So let me just turn off the video. There we go. And I know I don't want to show you guys my ugly face anymore. Let's focus on the subject. So guys, you know, number 1, you know, be patient. You know, getting these messages ahead of me telling you, you know, hey, we're going to turn up your lots in about 2 days. Then I get bombarded. Hey, I know it hasn't been 2 days. Can I raise up my lots? No. You know, don't message me no more. Just be patient. Don't let your stress of your financial struggle make bad decisions for you. Do not let that. Your stress will always crush your account. That is trading 101. My stress when I first started, I had a full-time job and I was just trying to mess with Forex. And under the stress that I was with my job, I would make every mistake known to human life traders that you can possibly do, guys. So please, just be careful with that. And again, a bronze package, 1 license, you know, you're going to be at a slow pace, but nevertheless, you're going to be making money. So it's not the end of the world for you. If you're like, hey man, I don't have that kind of money, that's fine. Enjoy the profits then. It's not the end of the world for you. Just calm down. You know, you'll eventually have the money to open up more stuff, you know, not a sweat off your eyebrow.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that. It's been just about an hour. If there are any other questions, and Ms. is saying gold is a no-brainer, and I think silver or gold definitely is a no-brainer. What we've been doing is we've been taking the gold package and just using, you know, setting up one for now, and then scaling the others during the week as we find other accounts, and just, you know, so it's like staggering. You know, you don't send all your troops out to war at the same time. You know, you send the artillery first, and then you send the air squad in afterwards. That's what it's like. You saw the pictures in the beginning, and how the brokers are set up with their algorithmic formula, and they're all computers. So that's why we need it as well. So now's the time for any questions and answers. Any questions that weren't answered, now's your time to either unmute or just type in the box.
I have a question, Nas. It's about the VPS. So the U.S. citizens were going with Contabo.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Contabo. You'd like to know what it's like with Contabo?
Yes, I want to know if we're going with Contabo as our VPS.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Contabo was one of the first VPSs that was recommended. I have Contabo as well, and I also have another VPS which I personally have used, and I pay more for it. But I set up with Contabo when I found their customer service to be great, and you know, to be honest, Contabo is actually half the price of what I'm seeing out there. It's really good price. And for the FBS, for the broker that we're actually using, I believe Contabo's servers were quite close to FBS. So that was another reason for speed. People were saying definitely go with Contabo. So I haven't actually compared it too much. To be honest, I haven't had any troubles whatsoever with either VPS. So I would say if it's a budget issue, then definitely you're looking at probably about 8 gigabytes on Contabo is about $12.
And Nas, I just sent you an image, and this is from this is Christoph's VPS that's over there on the other side of the world. That's closer to all these servers for traders,
Okay.
for FBS especially, and Christoph have shared by using that BWH you get 10% off. So I'm not sure if you could put it on the screen. I just sent it to you like seconds ago. I'm not sure if you got it yet.
Okay. Someone else. Okay.
We're in the subject of the VPS.
You sent it to me personally?
No,
Okay.
I sent it through let me see. Hold on one second. I sent it through Telegram.
I've got it.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay, so with this is another VPS as well, which is Hionics.com. You may not need the hashtag there, but just check it out. And then if you put BHW, you can get a rebate of 10%. Now, whether that's 10% on your first purchase or reoccurring, but normally with your VPS, you would actually pay either monthly. As Lee is saying here, you can also pay quarterly if you want to. But I set mine up and I just pay monthly, and it works out to be about $12 a month with Contabo. So yeah, they're good. They're good. I would go with them. If you're looking at say 10 bots as I placed up here, you're probably looking at round about 16 to 20 gigabytes of random access memory. So of RAM to get you going. If you're looking at maybe the silver, you're going to need 8 gigabytes, and 8 gigabytes is what they actually do for the $12. So no brainer. But yeah, VPS is really down to personal choice as well. But the broker is probably not as negotiable because we've had really good success with FBS, IC Markets, and I think there's one others. But FBS, they've got the link in the group to actually sign up for all of that.
Yeah, I had a question about I'm in the US. Hey Chewy, it's Nacho.
Hey.
What's going on? So, but I had a question because say for instance I want to do like the gold package, but with my broker, I'm with PAFX, I think PAXFX.
Yeah.
But they only allow us to like open 1 cent account. Like when I go, like I only can open 1 mini standard 1 cent account. You know what I mean? Like they don't let us. How will we do that in the U.S. if say I get the gold package and I want to run 10 robots? How would I do that being in the U.S.?
Mm-hmm. Well, this is a question that came to me, and I didn't actually fully look at it, but it's a terminology factor. Maybe somebody in the call can actually answer this. Like, what's the difference between a micro and a cent account? Is it a case that PAFX, they offer a micro account? Do they offer micro accounts, or do they just offer standard?
No, that's not necessarily my question. Like, no, they offer micro. Like the micro account is just 10 cent. Like that's the lowest it goes. The micro can go in decimals of 1 cent. I mean the cent account can go in decimals of 1 cent. But I'm saying that we only allowed to open up one of each. So I know we're not using them.
That's a tough one, Nicole. That is crazy that they only allow you to open up 1 cent account, and you've already asked them and they said no, you're done.
Like when we go to add accounts, and because I trade from a standard account with them too, manually, but we can't open like 2 or 3 standard accounts. We literally get one of each type of account with that company, so that's what I really want to do a lot of the robots, but I'm not seeing the how being in the US.
The next step is going to be PAX, and Peter, I'm not sure if he's in the call. He's in Atlanta, and Peter is Peter in queue somewhere here. Peter, let's see, PP. No, he is not. He's at work right now, and eventually he won't be working no more. But Peter, with his VPS, he woke up to profits, and his drawdown. Let me just go back to my conversation with him real quick, guys. Let me just kind of, so I don't say something that will get corrected later. Okay, it's like 4 screens long. Okay, so yeah, he was hoping to make the Zoom, but okay, so yeah, I mean, good night. I mean, Peter was in straight profits. I mean, $1,300 just straight profit from this event that happened, and when everything was done, his he was just at $181 drawdown, when of course it was way more than that. But Peter has had great success with PAX Forex, with which PAX Forex will give you 5-10 cent accounts without a sweat off their eyebrow. But again, their spreads are not as cool as FBS, IC markets that don't work with the United States. So that may be something to consider in the future. Is going to be PAX Forex and you already, Nacho, you already have a really strong VPS. Am I right?
Yeah, and I'm with PAX. That's the company I'm talking about that won't give me a second SIN account.
Someone in the comments there is saying they're from New York with PAX, and they called them and they set them up with multiple cent accounts.
Okay, amazing. Because when I tried it yesterday, it's like, no, it's not in the drop down menu option. So yeah, so that's
not. You know what? You're right. It's not. I'm sorry. Let me interrupt. It's definitely not in the drop menu. You have to chat with them, and they will email you 10, 20, 30 cent accounts.
Oh, okay, amazing. Because that's where I was getting scared.
Oh my gosh, sorry about that. I should have had more freaking common sense in that. Yeah, they do not do that for poop. You'd have to communicate with them directly, and they send you the cent account via email.
Now, will you guys also show us how to, say, for instance, like on my VPS, and you say that you can open up more than one instant of your broker MT4 on the same desktop?
Yes. Yeah. And that was when I went live on the video. That was me. Did you see that right now or no?
No, I didn't. You know what? I didn't even see that.
Okay. Well, you could rewind this for the sake of time. You could once this video is available, you can fast forward to this section. Maybe like 10 minutes from this section. Before this, where we're talking right now, 10 minutes ago, you'll see me doing that 2 or 3 times, like back to back. So it's real easy. You just have to go to settings and change the file name.
Okay, got it. But I'll definitely rewind and do that. So, but that's amazing. So that's what I really wanted to know. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
all right.
And congratulations on your profits as well.
Oh yeah, no, I'm super excited. Like I signed up on Friday, and then like I tripled today what I've made over the past 2 days, and I was asleep. I didn't know it, and I woke up. It was like shut it off, but I was like, well, I'm really high in profit. I don't want to shut it off, like. So it did good. I'm very happy. I started with just $200 just to kind of test it out, just to see before I really drop money into it. But I'm excited and plan on doing just what everyone else is doing. So.
And not so real quick. Have you had EAs before in the past?
I've only traded manually my whole trading career. This is my first EA, which I'm so glad to be. Congratulations. I hear horror stories about it, but this is like really legit. So I'm excited.
And guys, I wish I had Peter on cue. I mean, whether he gets upset, but I don't think he will. But, he had bought an EA from Telegram somewhere, and he paid $800 for it, and it wrecked his account in 2 weeks, and that's $2,000 USD, guys. Imagine.
I'm so sorry, Chewy. I bought an EA from this guy, but he traded it like a month or 2 months ago, and he traded my account on an EA and blew it like in a couple of days, a whole $1,000.
Okay, guys, everybody, the whole entire group heard that $1,000 blown to crap with an EA that was maybe on a trade copier service, so he didn't want to share his EA, because it might have get stolen, but who cares if that one would have got stolen? It thrashed everything. But again, $1,000 lost with that EA. Peter from Atlanta, he told me, he's like, man, I'm glad that you're giving us the pricing that you are, because the last EA I paid $800 for it, and I'm like, golly, that's a bronze package that he paid $800 for, and it destroyed $2,000, not 2,000 cents. Not $20, $20, 2,000 USD dollars is gone. he's a hardworking man. He's a painter for a living. And man, how sad is it that you can create an EA or sell an EA and destroy people's lives? Like, what is that about? But again, group, you're hearing it live right now. An EA for $800, a bronze package for $800, and it crapped his whole entire $2,000 USD account. Imagine that, guys. Let that sink in for a couple of seconds, and just enjoy what's happening right now. Enjoy this.
Chewy,
Yes, sir.
despite the money that can be made and everything, I know that this bot is actually changing people's lives. I mean, really changing people's lives, and the things that they're doing with the money. And you shared a little story with me about funding an account with 10,000 US dollars and how that's actually changing someone's life on a monthly basis.
Yes. Yeah. No. Literally. You know what? Let me rewind real quick. Can we get Todd back on the phone? Todd, can you just kind of speak real quick about that EA that you bought and how much did you pay for it?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Oh, look, I've been through probably 20 EAs in the last 3 years trying to find the Holy Grail. And I'll get to that other EA, but when I heard about this EA on this channel here, I just no, I'm not buying it. I said to myself, there is no way that I'm getting myself into another EA just to hand over my money and to lose more money in my trading accounts. Because I just thought they're a complete scam.
Todd, on your message, how much did you lose with your last EA, and how much did that EA cost?
So I got so frustrated with the EAs that these guys that I knew from MT4, they were quite trustworthy. They said they got this $5,000 bot that makes money. So I'm just like, yeah, put the cash down. I'm going to do it, and it just blows money week in, week out. And they just make
a $5,000 robot, a bronze package, and how much did you lose with that EA?
$4,000 in 2 weeks, and I turned it off. And they just make excuse after excuse. I've asked for my money back. No way. They're going to develop it. They're going to make it better. It's just a joke.
There you guys go. Another true testimony.
And buy an EA except this one.
So yeah, guys, going back to the guy that funded his account with 10 grand, it's nonstop. He sent me money through PayPal, through Bitcoin, just every month, just like, hey man, this is a token of my appreciation. And some of you here have already sent me a few tokens of your appreciation because you guys made money already. And I appreciate that. Those are just blessings. That's what keeps me motivated. Not just, of course it's money, of course, but at the same time, it just shows the gratitude of people of just sending me PayPal money, just like, hey man, I just killed it. I made X amount of money. Check your PayPal. And I'm like, yeah, I guess. And then bam, I'm like, what the freak? All right, thank you. So yeah, it's been a good time right now. Right now is a great time to be alive. I can't stress that enough with this robot here.
Awesome. Any other questions, guys, that you have there? Either unmute yourself, and thanks for that, Todd, for sharing that. Any other questions that you have? Just unmute yourself. Yep.
I have a question on the lot sizes. So when we're dividing our robots into 5 or 10, however many robots we have, is there at any point is there a max lot size that we can put in a safe amount? And will it ever be able to go on a standard account?
Addie had told me, she's all, Chewy, the only reason I left my bot at 0.01 because your bot by itself increases the lots. So why am I going to change the lots if this guy increases the lots to get out of trouble? So in her theory, in her own equation, she calculated that this bot does heavy trades on its own. Of course, only when news happens, when the market makers are there, that's when this thing goes from a one lot to standards right away. So to answer your question, it's going to be the same thing. Once it's been running for about 24 hours to up to a week, we may go from 0.01 to 0.02. Once that accumulation of money starts bagging more money into your equity, then it's like, okay, you know what? I went from $100 to $200 in about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or whatever the case might be. From there, it's like, cool, 0.02. What I did in my account back in the day, I started with 0.0. I did have losses, guys, because I didn't know my money management very well, and I didn't know the capabilities of my robot, and I did do high lots, and I lost money because I was untrained. But fast forward now that we're here, it's a whole different ball game. But that robot, I used, the money that I made from hedging cryptos.
Yeah.
And you can't do that no more, but because it's too hard now. But I put 15 grand in it, and I'll share it to whoever PMs me. I'm at $191,000 on that account from $15,000, and that has been trading a USD at 0.01 for a couple of years. And so there is a formula to do that, but there is 6 indicators that I use. And this is what I was telling Todd, that it may be in his best interest to fly me out there and help me teach him. It's going to be time out of my schedule, so no, it's not free. And Todd's like, cool, no sweat, let's pay you. And I appreciate his attitude and his character. And no, this is not a sales pitch. We're just keeping everything real, okay? And there is 6 indicators that I use. I don't use them no more on my big robot, because now I have enough equity to where I don't have to stress that much. But between the 15 grand that you start your brand new account, or $20,000 USD, there is you do have to learn Ichimoku, so that way you can know what the forecast, the cloud, okay, the Kumos are determining something horrible is going to happen in about a week. So then you put it on your calendar and you open up your EA at that time when that horrible event's supposed to happen. And sometimes the clouds are not as precise, but they are 80 to 90% correct. The Kumo clouds determined the fall of gold 2 months before it fell. And guys, if you want to trade regular USD, it's going to take a lot of meetings with me to tell you and school you on, look, I use these 6 indicators, so that way, because now we're trading dollars, not cents, a big drawdown from a cataclysmic event between 2 countries going to war, between one country, North Korea, going rogue, and messing the yen bad whenever they started doing their craziness. Now, at that time, Ichimoku had said something that was going to happen in that area, in that time frame, even though it was like a month. But I seen it, I'm like, wait a minute, my robot may go into heavy retracement, so I may have to turn it down so it quits trying to save itself. And this is, so at that point, I did turn off my bot, about a week before that was going to happen. And yeah, I didn't make much of any money, but I passed through that event, and I should have left it on because I would have made a lot of money. But at the same time, it takes a lot of training, and this, what I'm saying, guys, this is just for people that are going to do $15,000 to $25,000 in a USD account, not 5 grand, not 2 grand, not $1,000, and Miz is doing, a lot of money, but he's also on a cent account, so he's very safe. We're talking about once you start putting 0.10 lots with $25,000, guys. So man, there's more to it, and whoever does have that type of money in their pockets, if your pockets are really that deep, then let's get serious and let's do some trainings for you. I haven't figured, a number of saying, hey man, I'm going to train you for X amount of dollars. So that, that does get a little bit complicated. I don't want to discourage everybody else that's like, hey man, all I have is $100. Well, you know what, bro? In about a couple of months, you're going to be making the money that you can actually say, hey, Chewy, check it out. I'm up this much money. Let's rock and roll with the USD. Well, let's do it. So have faith, guys, have patience, have faith, be confident, and don't be scared of what's going to happen, or, do I really need that much money? Sincerely, guys, at the end of the day, just hang in there, hang in there. Reversals are going to happen. I'm going to reiterate this a couple of times, guys. If you have 3 pairs, if you have under $200, you have to contact me immediately, because we are going to change your lot size. We are going to take away a pair. Okay. That is crucial. So that way you could stomach these events that just happened this morning. So that way I'm not blowing up, and that way you can just rest easy. And if this downtrend happens for a day or two, you're still, yawning and like, okay, I don't have to sweat it. But if you have 3 pairs with $100 account, then yeah, we definitely need to change you up a bit, guys.
Awesome. Okay, so just a few questions here. 1 license per account, Zen asked, and the answer is yes. You get, you can have 1 license on the bronze package is $200 now. Okay.
Yes.
The silver package is $250. You get 4 licenses. That means you're running 4 licenses. You'll have to run 4 MT4 platforms, okay? A couple of questions like, can you run 4 licenses on one MT4 account? No. Each account would be funded. There are 4 separate MT4 accounts, 4 separately funded accounts, okay? Gold package is $500, 10 licenses. Again, that's 10 MT4 accounts, 10, and so I hope that clears up that for you, Zen. Another question here is, okay. So if we have bronze account, will we have to purchase another license right now? So what Chewy has said is that if you did start off on the bronze package, or say you started off on the silver package and you needed to upgrade, then you just speak to him at the time what the price is, and we'll come to some sensible arrangement in terms of upgrading you. Okay? Yes,
yeah. We'll make some special arrangements instead of just saying, hey, you know what? Here, you got to pay me $500. That's the end of that argument. No, I'll make some special arrangements. Just communicate with me, and guys, just be patient. I still got 3 people, I think 4 people in the queue that have purchased the bot and haven't even traded nothing yet. But again, I'm going to kick this dead horse. If you have under $200 in cents and you're running 3 pairs, you have to message me. I'm under 200 with 3 pairs. Immediately, we have to make changes so you're not blowing half of your account up, or any of the sort. Or we're going to do 0.01 lots until your account gets built up. Your robot knows what it's doing, and most importantly, guys, just like Todd had said, his equity was at 20%. Yeah, he had a lot of equity, but at the same time, whoever has 25,000 cents is the same fractal of $25,000. So his IC markets, his VPS had him at 20% drawdown, guys, when everybody else here was at 40, 30, or 80, like me, 80% drawdown. On my smaller account that got slapped around with this news event. So guys, do not lose confidence. Your broker, your VPS is going to depend a lot on your drawdown and your robot taking profits. So this is a time to reflect and slow down and not be fearful, and understand that once you get those 2 in order, you're going to be happy. At the end of the day, there's no negative, nothing. It's going to happen. You're going to figure it out. We as a team are going to figure it out. And we're going to nail this issue of latency. We're going to figure out this issue of bad spreads. FBS has amazing spreads. Too bad U.S. citizens cannot thrive with FBS. Too bad that Pax Forex does have some rough spreads, but at the same time, with a good VPS, you can kind of manage it with a lower lot than the person that's running the same cent account that you have and the same pairs that you have, but he has VPS. That individual is going to hit profits faster than you are with Pax Forex. That's just reality. So again, transparency is in full effect right now, guys. So again, under $200, if you're running 3 pairs, message me immediately. I'm going to walk you through how to, get out of some of the pair or one of the pairs, and how to change your lots. If I already have you at 0.02 or 0.03, we're going to change that immediately. So that way you're not, stressing, or am I ever going to make money? Like the way I hear 90% of people, and then the 10% of all of you that's like, man, I'm not having fun with this robot. This is never going to work. It's going to work, man. Trust me. Even if we have to go to 1 pair with 200 cents, it's going to work, guys. It's going to work. Jim has ran 1 pair, on beta test, and with I think 200 cents, or 20,000 cents. Sorry about that. $200. And right now it's still doing great. It's still making money, but the drawdown is not at a horrific state of mind, guys. So just be patient. We started this. I've never helped a group larger than a couple of friends and 2 or 3 people, besides my friends outside of my friend network, my friend zone. And so I've never helped this many people. So yeah, we are going to make some immediate changes. Damien, you're one of them. Damien, I think we did like $40, and we did 3 pairs. And because of the events that happened, yeah, you know what? It did knock off some of his capital, unfortunately, but he kept his attitude cool. He was like, you know what, Chewy, I understand. You've never helped nobody else outside of yourself and whoever you were kind of, you know, helping out financially around your family. So, you know, he understands, he's all, Chewy, don't sweat nothing. Just, it's all good. You know, so he loaded up his account with a lot more money, and we're going to go with one pair. And once that one pair brings his account up to $150, we may add a second one. And then once his account's up to 250, and so on and so forth. And then from there, he'll be able to pull out money and start living, you know, a better life. You know, whether it's a great life now, he's going to start living a better life regardless, guys. So yeah, just hang in there, $200 and below, message me. It's urgent that you do.
It's compounding pennies. And,
That's
you
it.
know, with a great attitude like that, like Damien said, we actually spent some time with Erica, his wife, today. They make the perfect pair in terms of how many bots they're going to have running. Because, you know, it's 10 bots per person, I guess. You know, nobody's saying that you can't have more, but, you know, they could potentially have 20 bots running. And look, Miz today, you know, shout out to you, you know, $160 profit. Shout out to Todd with your profit. Imagine how much more they could have when they've got so many more bots doing the same thing. Okay, it's duplication, folks, and that's why you want to look at the silver package and above and gold, because the bots are going to pay for themselves over time. And that's
and let me interrupt, guys. Let me interrupt real quick. So if somebody with this event that happened today, if somebody would have compounded what I'm talking about, you know, your drawdown would have been, you know, 10 to 15% versus 40 to 60, like some of you messaged me. Real concerned. So these bronze packagers, you know, if they would have spread out their money and we would have kind of implemented, you know, money management, and we will implement money management, sorry, they could have seen a 20% drawdown versus 40% terrifying drawdown, and then all of a sudden, yeah, I'm making money, yeah. No, man, you know, we're going to change that, guys. So yeah, you know, silver, gold package is definitely going to be a good idea. Even if you just want to buy 2 bronze packages for now, and you know, do the other later, or whatever the case might be, one now and another bronze package another time, that's fine. But if you cannot stomach these retracements, these news events, you know what, it's in your interest. You could even message me, hey man, I cannot stomach this crap again. This morning was crazy. I tripled my profits, but I can't handle this no more. Help me. Okay, you know, I'll put you in the queue. And then there's some of them, the ones that I'm going to urgently help right now is the people that are under $200 for 3 pairs. I'm going to stop everything and cater to those immediately, because I want them to have smiles on their face. Bam, that's it.
Yeah. All right. If there are any other questions, final roll call for any other questions, or if anybody wants to come out on the mic. I think, Lee, you wanted to say something? Lee, your mic is on. You want to say something?
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm looking at the Go package, so the 10 bots. So could I run all 10 bots on the same FBS
Oh,
account?
you know what? I cannot hear him, guys. Is that my phone? Did I hit speakerphone off, or what's going on?
Go on. I can hear it.
Okay. Never mind. I can hear better now. I'm not sure what happened. Let me just fix my issue really fast, guys. Hold on, so I can listen to what's going on there. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to turn this off right here.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Him.
Yeah.
He's just fixing his earpiece. So
okay.
Yeah, go on. Shoot
okay.
now.
All right. Lee, repeat that one more time. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No problem. If I buy the Go package, so I can run the whole of the Go package with 10 bots on one account, on the same broker, the SBS account. Is that doable? Yeah.
Yes. You'll just need you know, it's a lot of platforms, and if you rewind this video, you'll see how to do that, and you just have to call FBS and tell them to give you 10 accounts. I'm sorry, for 10 accounts, and and you just have to remember, it's the maximum is 2 MT4 platforms per 4 gigs. The maximum 2 MT4 platforms per 4 gigs.
Yeah, okay, because I've ordered 16 gigs, so that's obviously that's 8, no?
Yeah, that's going to be 8. Yeah, that's going to be 8. Yeah, 10 will give you about 20. but you might.
And you could do the 8 now and let that compound itself, and eventually with the profits that you're making with that, you can get another VPS and just let your profits take care of that issue, of having to, absorb another monthly bill. Just let the bots pay for that by itself. Since you're going to be doing 8 of them, yeah, you're going to be compounding some serious coin.
Oh, perfect. Brilliant. Can't wait.
You're gonna just need 10 FBF accounts, so all funded as well, or 8.
Yeah.
You can't run it off.
Okay. Yeah, I've got 3. I've got 3 at the moment, so just a couple more. That should sort it.
All right.
Thank you.
Your bot should be delivered soon. I know you're waiting for it, so.
Yeah, you will, Lee. I promise.
Thank you. Yeah. Cheers, guys. Yeah, I know. I keep emailing. Thank you.
All right. Cheers, Lee. All right. I think that's it. Nicole, anything else from you? I know you're unmuted.
Yeah, no, I wanted to know what I think is Ms. who put the $1,000 in.
Yep.
And made $275 back. Now is I think it was a he, right? It was.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think he was his settings the same as ours, or was it different according to his capital?
You know what, Ms. Did we what are we trading you at 0.01, or did we do 0.04 or higher? I forgot.
We start at 0.02.
Okay.
Yeah, we started at 0.02. And in between that, I funded the account and I shifted the lot sizing before and then I realized I needed to put more once I'd run out of funds. So I started off at 0.02 on the Friday. On the Monday, it was still at 0.02. On the Tuesday, I changed it. And then on the Wednesday, yesterday, I topped up the account with more money. So don't use my account as a guideline for 0.02. I have moved it, so don't use that as a benchmark as to how much you're going to make with 0.02.
Yeah, and me and Miz had a lengthy meeting of where his lots should be and how much more money is he going to need. So he's at 300,000 pennies, and so he's definitely safe to be at 0.0, 0.1 something even, for say. So yeah, guys. It's definitely going to take a little bit of a meeting with me, and that way, I walk you through this little jungle, and we get you into the right lot sizes, and again, Miz is on the other side of the world, so he benefits because that's where his server is at for his broker, and his VPS is right next door. So there's a lot of variables that he told me that he is within that helped me to say, cool, no problem. Just like Todd. He has IC markets and he has a VPS that's on illegal drugs, and he's killing it. And again, with him, he's running, I think, at 0.09, so he's definitely, 9 times greater than everybody else in here. But he didn't just do that, woke up out of his sleep and said, hey, that's what I'm going to do. Heck no. He went ahead and spoke with me, and we collaborated, and my time was compensated. So no worries there, guys. I will help you. If you do want to get bigger and make more money, let's do that. Let's do that patiently and together, not on your own.
Got it.
All right. Well, if there are no other further questions, Zen, you've got your mic unmuted. Do you want to say something before we go?
Hey guys, I know we've been on the call for quite a while, but everyone's just wanting to go soon, so I'll keep it short and easy. Now. Stu, I think you're doing a great thing here, develop something really special. Now, in regards to the pairs, so I know obviously you said you run 3 pairs, is that right, per license?
Yes, sir.
Now, are you able to say, have 2 or 3 pairs 1 week and 2 or 3 pairs a week after?
Different pairs?
You know what I mean? Yeah, so like week on week, for example, because obviously different pairs.
That's a great question. For right now, these 3 pairs have worked with each other and against each other, but 2 might be in profit while 1 is destroying you, and 1 may be in profit while the other 2 are destroying you, or vice versa, or 2 are benefiting you, 1 is killing you. So right now, the beta test, the half-a-year beta test, has been with these 3 pairs. I don't know the mythology behind these pairs. I don't know the secret, behind these 3 pairs. I'm just telling you that that's what the beta tested has been more successful. Jim can attest to this, that these 3 pairs have made him, enough money to pay, his rent, his bills, and etc.
Right.
And so, eventually, I have a Shim from Nigeria. He's kind of my watchdog on the news. So if there is some crazy, ridiculous news happening with these three pairs, you guys, where we're probably going to make an urgent group where there's no comments at all, and I will be putting some news on that group, and it's going to be, guys, check it out. The euro is blah blah blah. Their intentions with Russia. So this is going to be heavy. We don't know what's going to happen between these two countries. There may be some very scary activity in the near coming months. So we are going to take the robot off these pairs, and we're going to use Canadian on this and JPY on that and US on this. And so Shim is kind of my watchdog for now. He hasn't notified me yet and said, hey, holy moly, message everybody, close out in negative. And most of the time, if I tell anybody to close out in negative or close out all the trades that the robot has, 99% of the time your robot has already profited more than what you're going to be closing out. So for anybody that may raise an eyebrow right now and say, well, wait a minute, you're going to take me out in negative, excuse you, that's not even adequate, that's not right. Well, no, bro, for the most part, it's not going to happen anytime soon. So if you're in the package and if you're in the bot right now, by the time that may be an issue, whether it's 2 weeks from now, because there's nothing coming up radically crazy, we may change the pairs, and I did forget to bring that up in the meeting, and I'm so happy that you did that right now. So yeah, these pairs are not proprietary for the rest of the bot's life. I do have these three pairs running for 6 months. It's 7 months now. Sorry, this Friday will be 7 months. And then my other pairs that I have running in my other bots, I've been running the same ones for 2 years, and I haven't changed nothing in 2 years. But because I have enough equity, guys, I could sustain any detrimental anything for weeks at a time. I don't care. I don't stress nothing. But for some of you that don't have $250,000 just to freaking chill, then you might want to just keep an ear out, and this other group, this urgent message group that I'm going to make here really soon, I'm probably going to have Jim and Shim manage it, because I am going to take some time off here in the next couple of months after I know everybody is successful and after I know everybody is killing it. And then I'm going to just kind of go back into my normal life mode. But during that time, guys, you may see a message in this group, and that group you guys can put on with a loud bell, because it's going to be crucial for you guys to hear the bell and then pay attention. It's not going to be 100 messages a day either, to where you're not going to be able to sleep. It's just going to be, hey, next week we have all these pairs. So the minute that you're within 1% drawdown or 5% drawdown, get out of Dodge, get out of it, close out everything, and these are going to be your new pairs. And if it's like, hey, well, I was at 0.03 lots, okay, cool. We may leave you there because your equity is big enough, or we may bring you down to 0.01 till all these news events chill the heck out. Whatever the Syrian war and Russia and everybody was going on, a lot of USD pairs were doing some crazy stuff and blowing stuff up. That's kind of behind us now. It's not as a relevant issue on these news outlets anymore, like the way it was before. Tension was freaking phenomenal, 6 months ago, 4 months ago. And yeah, at that time, if I would have been helping you guys out during this war, I probably would have I would have never went that far when Russia and America was attacking one country. I wouldn't have been in this situation. I wouldn't be in this Zoom meeting at all. I would have just been chill and idling, and maybe introduce this to a group like you guys in the near future. So yeah, thank you for bringing that up.
No worries, man. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Right. That's all we got time for, guys. Remember, there's a link to the group here in the chat. If you go to the chat, there should be a link to the group. You've got all the packages in there as well too. These offers are going to come to an end on the 31st of December. And yeah, I just like to thank Chewy for your time and your generosity, and obviously for the big heart that you have in helping people in time when you could be playing golf and fishing.
That's right.
None of that, at least for the next week. Whilst we help some more people make some.
Oh yeah. No. I'm gonna be in this group for some months. I'm not. I'm still gonna travel. I'm still gonna visit my family and everything, because I'm gonna make time. But I'm still gonna be really right here on the horn, immediately to respond to whoever. So guys, I'm not going anywhere. I'll be helping you guys out throughout this little event. And for those of you that have $200 and below, you're going to be some happy campers, because your equity is not, your drawdown is not going to be some psychotic 30-40%. And for those of you that don't have as much money as others do have, there is hope for you. So please smile, be happy, be confident, and enjoy your life, because it's going to get better with your patience and with your understanding.
Thank you so much, guys. And we'll see you in the group, see you on the charts, and keep sharing positivity and love. Peace.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thank you, Mara.
Thank you.